on the sofa. We can call it on the sofa.
It's literally made up as you go along, isn't it? You want to leave that in?
Yeah. We'll make it up as we go along. Right. Let's come in a bit more. I want to crack up laughing. Today, I've got the pleasure of having Stephen from
InExteriors Painters and Decorators.
Now, Steve and I followed on YouTube for a number of years now, and vice versa with each other. We converse on the phone. We do Zoom meetings together. We have a rapport. We have a very much of common interest that we're both YouTubers. We are successful YouTubers. We are influencers on YouTube. And as Stephen says, we can talk to each other like we can't talk to anybody else about the problems and the stresses and strains of YouTube life. But Stephen's reached out to me recently. He's been working in Nottingham. Unfortunately, our paths didn't cross because I was away on holiday again, only for a weekend. And Stephen said, Phil, I'll come and see you. It's not too far from where he lives. So today, Stephen's done the jaunt from North Yorkshire. York. Can't say North Yorkshire. Come from York down to Nottingham. It's only an hour and a half's drive when he puts his foot down in his Astromax. And we all know that Astromax fans are the fastest fans on the planet. Yeah, if you can get an Astromax anymore. But Stephen's come down to see me. We've gone for a spot of breakfast, and now we've come back just for a quick chinwag. And we're going to call this series of videos on the sofa, which we have a lovely mustardy coloured sofa in the spectacular room that I've recently documented in videos for a room makeover. So I'm going to just let Stephen talk a bit, because you know what I'm like. I can talk for England and bore you all to death. But yeah, Stephen's here. I'm going to say to Stephen, please tell me about your YouTube channel, where you are with your YouTube channel and how it's progressing and how you're finding YouTube in general. So let's keep it short and sweet and tell us about your business as well. And I'm going to say to you, there's a link to Stephen's channel down below. Please give him a like, please give him a subscribe, and let's get him up to 20,000 subscribers in the next 12 months. Stephen, over to you.
It's a pleasure, Phil, and thank you very much for introducing me like that, and thank you very much for hosting me.
Yeah, and buying you breakfast.
And buying me breakfast, but that's okay. I have travelled the, 88 miles.
80.
Yeah. How do I find YouTube? It's hard work, to be fair. It's hard work constantly coming up with ideas for videos. It's hard work having to edit videos. It's just hard work in general, because we all have life as well. You know, we all have the ups and downs of life as much. You know, we all have the same problem. So trying to squeeze in like a YouTube channel around your already day-to-day busy job is quite hard at times. But I do have the spare time to do it. You know, I'm fortunate. Like Phil has young kids and a family. I don't. So for me, I do able to find the time, but also that time comes because also I think we would say we can discipline ourselves quite well, Phil. So where other people were maybe still in bed, I was driving here at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, and knocking on my door at 7:30.
You know, so these are the lengths that as YouTubers, I suppose we have to go through to get to where we want to be. But as for my YouTube channel, I think I'm on 9,020 subscribers. If you would have said that 4 years ago, I would have snapped your hand off. So I'm absolutely delighted with that. I recently went and did a giveaway for somebody. I mean, I'm sorry I didn't document it, but I didn't want to, because I felt that if I did it and tried doing it for views and stuff, then that way I'm not doing it for the right reason. So I thought that's just between me and the giveaway winner, and that went quite well, but that was a process in itself as well. what I kind of feel with YouTube is that at the beginning, you just try and be so perfect all the time, and you're just trying to make sure everything sort of looks right. But I think as you get going, you realise that we're just on a constant quest. I don't know about you, to find out new things. And this is what I appreciate about Phil, because Phil's pushing me to different levels as well in me content creation, because Phil's really, really busy on YouTube. As you all know, he produces 2 videos a week, is it, Phil?
2 videos a week, yeah.
And how many years have you been doing that for?
Since January 2021. Originally, I started off probably cramming loads of videos into a month to try and get content out there. But once I'd settled, I think once I'd settled into the motion of YouTube, it's probably the wrong way of putting it, I realised that if I could keep a constant 2 videos a week, it kept me up to date on YouTube. It didn't make me feel like I was being forgotten about, because there was a regular new video coming out on Monday, on a Thursday around about 8 o'clock. Sometimes that time was changing, but I've tried to keep on top of doing 2 videos a week and having content enough in front of me that if I do need to take a break or something comes, you're saying it right, stuff crops up, we're busy, we've got our own lives to lead. YouTube is the side hustle for us. We do have permanent 9-to-5 jobs. Oh, it's not 9 to 5, but Monday to Friday. I've got content geared up and lined up that if I have to take a break and a step back, I'm not having to do last minute videos to try and get those 2 videos in a week. So I'm quite lucky like that. And as we're finding time for it, it's always a case of having to find time for what we're doing on YouTube. But I enjoy doing it. Stephen enjoys doing it. I'm actually a bit of a buzz because I've got Stephen here that I've seen on YouTube. That I'm not saying he's the other side of the country, but it's nice to put a name to a face and a face to a name. And Stephen's just said now, the next time we're at a painting and decorating show, we're going to meet up. I see people that follow me on YouTube, and it's probably the wrong words to say. And I saw it on a clip on YouTube when Jimmy Carr was being interviewed on what's it like to be famous, and he says it's great to be famous, and he says but it's like living in a village with Alzheimer's. And I know this isn't politically correct, but it made me chuckle. And it was a case that he says it's like everybody knows you, but you don't know who they were. But he probably put a bit of an expletive into that. And it is the same. We go to places, people spot me, people have spotted Stephen. We go to the decorating shows. Our faces are probably a lot more known than who we're speaking to when we're doing chats on Facebook and things like that. But are we famous on YouTube? Well, you've got 9.5, nearly 10,000 subscribers. I've got just over 11,000 subscribers now. And I get a buzz out of that. You get a buzz out of it. And I'm getting a buzz out of meeting somebody that's doing the same thing as what I'm doing, going through the toils and tribulations of the ups and the downs. And I said to Stephen earlier, it's the peaks and the troughs with YouTube. You can't pinpoint what's going to be the viral video. You can't pinpoint what somebody wants to be watching at certain times of the day. But I get a buzz out of it, and Stephen gets a buzz out of it. And why did you do it? Why did you start YouTube?
There's a bit of a backstory to it. I had a drinking problem and drugs. I did that for most of my life, and then suddenly, I didn't just suddenly stop. I stopped.
I'll stop you there, Stephen. People say about jumping in on people, but Stephen's documented this on his YouTube channel with his, let's say, problems in inverted commas on why his drink and drug problems and how painting and decorating has actually turned your life around, hasn't it?
Yeah, and especially sort of YouTube. And what painting and decorating has done for me, and I really hope that there's potential young painting and decorators watching here, is if I explain this to most people, Phil might understand, it's taught me to use my common sense. That's what painting and decorating has done for me more than anything, because everything in painting and decorating is common sense. So then when you come from that common sense and you realise that painting and decorating is common sense, you then start looking at other things and thinking, that's common sense, that's common sense. So it isn't just a job that's earned me money and give me a good lifestyle today. it's also taught me a way of life as well. And I really want to underline that. Do you understand that, Phil?
Yeah. It gives you a work ethic. You get up early in the morning, I get up early in the morning. Not everybody can do it, and it's not for everybody. But if you can, I don't want to say regimented like being in the army or anything like that, but fundamentally, we need to earn money to live.
Absolutely.
And if you can have the work ethic of going to work, knuckling down, you've said it before and I've said it, what you put into it, you get out of it. Nobody's going to give you that handout. Clearly there are some people that are getting that handout, which is great for them, but I'm not like that. Stephen's not like that. I like to think what I've got out of what I've got is because I've worked for it and not that somebody's giving it to me. And my position of being a painter and decorator is a lot different to how Stephen's life as a painter and decorator started. You know, you've seen the videos in the left corner. My father started in painting and decorating in 1959. I've been very fortunate to grow up in a business, in inverted commas, household with a painting and decorating business to step into. I know I'm very lucky and I appreciate what I've got, but you have to run with what you've got and you take it further. Hopefully, I've moved our business on as painting and decorating MD Beckwith Decorators. I've moved our business on that little bit further than what my father's taken the business in his career, who's still working at 80. But I've been in a lot better, I would not say a lot better position, but I've been in a different position to Stephen, who's really had to start from the beginning, and all credit to him to actually be that person to put his hand up and said, I've had a few problems, but do you know what? I've sorted myself out with hard work and knuckling down. And that's where you are today.
Absolutely.
In the position you are today, that I admire where you've come from and what you're doing. And also, it sends a shiver down my back, and it could get quite emotional, that Stephen appreciates me, what I'm doing on YouTube, and the help that I can give Stephen. And it works both ways, that Stephen's one person I know that is actually benefiting from what I'm trying to teach and explain on YouTube to people and other painters and decorators. And thank you very much, Stephen. It's worthwhile to me, and it's nice to see you doing well from what you're doing on YouTube.
Yeah, and like you say, Phil, it's a testament to yourself, because where you've managed to accelerate your company with your dad, you've also sort of recently, over the last year, helped me accelerate as well, because I'm not going to sit here and whinge and whine who gets the most views or subscribers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to latch on to the guy that does really well and that goes out of his way to try all these products. That he's just absolutely at it all the time, and that's what I respect, because I know he's got a family life. I know what he does. I know the amount of videos that he's in front. And Phil just said there that he's lucky enough. No, Phil, you put the work in for them videos to do that video. Is there not a saying like the luckier the harder you work, the luckier you get? Yeah, the harder you work, the luckier you get.
6 numbers on a Saturday night would be nice. I'll go work at that.
But would it stop you? If that was to happen on Saturday, Phil, would you stop working?
I'd finish the job that I was currently on, at least. Well, no, you probably wouldn't. You'd probably scale down what you were doing,
yeah.
But I think you've got to have something to get up for in the morning. And I've seen it over the year. I mean, we talk about retirement and things like that. My father's retired straight. He still works. Brian, who works for us, still works. They could have retired years ago. They're the old school mindset of they like working. Some people don't like working. Some people will take the I'm not saying the easiest option, but as soon as they can stop working, they will take that route, because that's what they want to do. Fair enough, everybody's got their own agendas for one thing or another, but I've seen it when I've played golf with old boys over the years. They've taken early retirement, and do you know what? Within 15 years, they're dead. Now they're dead at the age of 70. And you think, yeah, they've had 15 years of retirement, but actually what have they done in that 15 years?
Yeah.
I think if you can keep going, scale down slightly, I think it gives you that reason to get up in the morning. And I think as soon as you start getting in that position of saying, I'm going to lie in bed till 10 o'clock, I think you're on that downhill slope. God willing, and health is the main thing in the building trade. As long as you've got your health and you're fit enough to do it, I think as a trade, there's probably more painters and decorators that do keep working for longer. There might be a financial element to that as well, and pensions, but I think in general, I don't know, 85% of statistics on the internet are probably wrong, but I'm going to say probably 95% of painters and decorators enjoy what they're actually doing.
Yeah.
And that's what we probably get up for in the morning to live for. And Stephen and I, we've got the painting and decorating side of things, but we've also got the YouTube. And I would say to people, if you want to try YouTube, give it a go. Stephen and I will say, how easy is it?
It's as easy as you make it. No, I'm not going to lie. It's not easy, but you're not going to start off YouTube and I suppose I don't know. It took me, say, 18 months to get my 4,000 hours and is it 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers? Phil said it took him 12. I mean, it can take other people like 3, but I think more than that, you've got to do it not for the money. I think that's for you. You've got to be wanting to help people. When people, we're just talking about the how-tos and how people search, you know what I mean, and what people are searching for. So I think helping people find solutions to their decorating problems, that's why I do it. And also what I do like is when people leave a comment, when people like, that fuels us to go again. Does it fuel you, Phil?
I like people commenting. You're always going to get the haters.
Oh, yeah.
But I also like the haters because it means they've either watched the video, and we joke about algorithms. If the algorithms can pick up on somebody's commented on a video, whether it be a good or a bad, it's still classed as somebody viewing or commenting, which helps us, and it promotes that video onto the next person. So, yeah, good or bad. I've got more, you've got the same. We've got more positives than negatives, and we're always going to get the haters. But do you know what? I always say it, and I've said to plenty of people, the head above the parapet is always going to be shot at. I'm prepared to put my head above the parapet.
I think me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Should we leave it?
Because there's plenty of other people that aren't wanting to do it. And thankfully, you've got Stephen and myself that are willing to give it a go. Right. If there's any questions that any people who have watched this want to know from us, please leave a comment below. I will be giving a link to Stephen's YouTube channel below, so please follow that as well. And again, you will see Stephen. Hopefully you'll come and see me again.
Absolutely,
and we'll do a follow-up on this. But I'm going to say thank you very much, Stephen, for coming down to see me. This is just a short, under 20-minute video, but it does give you a bit of a day in the life of an insight of what us YouTubers, painters and decorators are up to. And yeah, we are real people. We are just like you and everybody else that's watching us. We're not just an AI generated. That'll be the next thing. I do love my AI chat, and as some of you do know, I use a bit of that sometimes, all the time, as much as I can. But no, we are real people. We have feelings too. So like and subscribe to both of our channels if you're not already doing so. Comments below. And I will say to people, those that are giving me, you'll see it coming up there. Super thanks, and buy me a coffee. Very much appreciated. And please check out Stephen's Amazon storefront and check out mine as well, because every little bit helps on the sales that we get from the commission that Amazon gives us, because we might want to retire a bit earlier. Stephen doesn't want a Porsche.
No.
I want a Porsche. See you on the next one. Thank you.
Take care now, everybody. Thank you very much for watching.
And what's your slogan?
Let's do this. I haven't used it for a while.
We have now.
Brilliant, Phil. That was the first, wasn't it?